Hi everyone, this is Cindy Crane the Heart, and I'm back with a nothing but tags video. So I'm working really hard to get a bunch of tags done, and I thought there was just no way that I was going to get tags done. Um, at least majority of my tags done, but I had remembered that last year I had cut a bunch of my dies and I put them in a baggie to be used for this year. So I found them. So things like this Cottage Cuts die, which, I just have no time right now to put together. But I have a bunch of these already put together, so I can use these also for cards. Things like this one. So that was exciting. So I was able to utilize some of the things that I had cut last year. And I kind of have a little kit going because I'm actually going to finish. My presents are wrapped, but they're not labeled yet. So I'm going to go ahead and put some bows on or just tape a tag on it or whatever, because these are all for things that aren't going out for the most part. So one of the things I'm having problems with also is losing to from stamps. So I have lost the two or the from like a couple other sets because they're so tiny, and the acrylic stamps sometimes, they tend to disappear because they kind of fade into nothing. So I did go ahead when I bought my Place Photo Here stamp. This is Judith, Stamps by Judith. I also bought a to and a from stamp. Nice size, not too big. They fit right in the back of a card, and these are going to be much harder for me to lose. So I'm excited about that. I don't even know how much they were, but they weren't too expensive. And then I've got my stamp pad that I'm going to use, my Memento Tuxedo ink. So let's get right into some of these tags. Now, some of these tags do not have anything tied up here because I actually have my red and white twine in my other room. But here is a tag right here. And some of the tag dies I'm using are the Cat Scrappiness. This is Cat Scrappiness tags. And I'm also using CC Designs, which I'll show you when I have a CC Designs tag. So any of the ones that have like the little scallop edge, those are Cat Scrappiness. So these are both Cottage Cuts dies that I had already put together from last year. So very simple. I just did a little gingerbread and this cute little cocoa mug. And then here I've got, this one is a CC Designs tag. I used the cocoa die, the cocoa, I don't know what it is, a cocoa house die from Cottage Cuts, and put that right on there. And all the paper that I'm using is paper from the album that I've been working on for Swap. And so all the scraps I am using for my tags. This tag right here is just one that I cut, and I just used my angle punch to angle that to make a tag. And all I did was just put the little cocoa there. And then here are a couple of ones. I really like this one. It's really cute. This is a Cottage Cuts die as well. This one cuts pretty easy, I think. Still though, it does take some time to do all the paper piecing. And then the sentiment is from Fa La La, and I had gotten it from Tuesday Mornings. Was that one, and I also did this one, Wishing You a Merry Christmas. And so I just put the bear right on top of the sentiment. So it looks like he's peeking up over it. And then I like this one. I forgot that I had purchased these adhesive snowflakes. They came in a pack, quite a few of them, but you got gold and silver, and they are like a sticker. You just peel off the back and you stick them, which is really, really nice. So I just stuck that on there, and then stuck my little snowman, which is also from Cottage Cuts. And let's see what else. I've got this one, which I'm also using that cocoa and that gingerbread again. And then I've got this one. So just trying to really use up scraps. This is also a Cottage Cuts die. And I love the dies, but sometimes, if you don't have time, it's hard to find the time to piece these together. So definitely piecing them together a year in advance and then having them ready is amazing. So I'm going to try and do that same thing this year because, believe me, it changed my life. So here's the little cocoa house again. And then this one, just using little gingerbread girls. And then this die is actually from the newer release from My Creative Time. And it makes a simple fold over tag. So I'm just going to stamp a to from inside. I mean, there's lots of different ways you can do it because there's a lot of you get layers for this. You can layer these if you want, but I'm just keeping that simple. And then here's another one of these sticker, I want to make sure it's stuck down, little sticker snowflake with the snowman. And then here's this one, it says Holiday Wishes. And I used a candy cane that I had cut out the other night along with the cocoa. And then another one like this one. And then I also had cut a couple of these. So for some of the smaller presents that are just going to my children, I could just go ahead and just, write their name on it and just tie it with some twine. So there's that. And then here are some ones that I stamped. So these ones, well, I'm going to put a sentiment on this one. I think I forgot to do that. But here's what it looks like. These are CC Designs penguins. And I'll put a sentiment on that one so it doesn't look so naked. And then I did this one. I've got a little bent a little bit. So this one's really fun. This is a Julie Nutting stamp. Two different stamp sets actually that I put together because one of the girls, I don't know if it was a girl or a moose or whatever, had this reindeer, and then the other stamp set had the North Pole. So I just kind of put those together. I had this circle already cut from something, I don't know what, but it was sitting on my desk, so I just used that. And then I just put a bunch of glue on the bottom of it, and I used the snow that I had gotten from Target, Dollar Spot, right there. And then this right here. So what I did for this one is I took a 4x6 like Project Life card that was very plain, and I cut it in half. So I made it a 3x4 card, and then I just went ahead and rounded the corners because it was a rounded corner Project Life card. And so I have another one floating around too. And so I just used that as the base for my tag. And so I had this already colored up. And then this is from an ephemera piece. It's supposed to be a wreath. So I cut the wreath in half, and I just used half of the wreath, and I put her girl right here to kind of hide the other half of the wreath, which I thought was a cute idea. And so there's that one right there. And so those are my tags for right now. I probably am going to need some more tags, but at least I can get a lot of things done right now because I do have a lot of presents that are already wrapped. I'm just going to tie these tags on there and move on to the next thing that I'm going to be working on. So thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy, the Crane with the Heart.